I love my therapist because he literally...
Quiet for a sec.
What?
Okay.
Go?
Sleep.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Jordan and Lauren, I want to say congratulations on your new podcast. I'm pretty sure it's going to be absolutely wonderful. All you got to do is tell the truth, speak the truth, and be the truth. And I know you will have a wonderful time. And I hope to be on there one day soon so I can shoot the shit and get my judge. Congratulations.
It's only us this week, and I feel like we should just like give our our top moments. I feel like it will give people like an insight to like why we like the show. Where am I?
So true. I don't think that I could tell you exactly why I like the show. It just is just I just do. It's just gay. But I do have particular moments that stand out in my mind of just like that are integral to like why I like the show.
My first like little clip is the shopping drive lip sync between like Alyssa and Tatiana, and like this is like an All Stars that was just amazing as a season overall. There were
It
like
is the best season.
It is the best season of Drag Race.
I feel like to this day still it is the best season. There's so many reasons why it's good. I think it's like the opposite outfits, the choreo.
It like encompasses like the drama of Drag Race. Fifi O'Hara is like having a psychotic break in the back. I know like some lip syncs have like physically topped it. You know, waiting that many years for an All Stars and then seeing Alyssa and Tatiana from season 2 go at it like this.
And also I just really like the reactions of the judges are like, I don't think they're like faking it or phoning it in here. Like it's just like Carson.
Like at the end of the lip sync, like Alyssa does something that I've never seen again. Like she does this like powerful, like she claps twice and then she puts her head up and she screams at the judges. Yeah, and it's just
No one's ever done that before. Similarly, one of my like moments that just stuck out in my brain, Alyssa Edwards as Annie Oakley.
I was thinking about putting that one too.
Like just everything about her as that role, as that character. Not just obviously like the number is perfect. This is why I like this show. Is her putting on the wig and becoming Annie Oakley.
And like her like slinking around like
Just kind of like when I think about what is it about the show that makes me happy, it's moments like that.
and like the performance amazing.
I saw this and I said, this show is for me. This is for me. This culture is for me. And then the performance itself is iconic. So that was my, just kind of like when I think about what is it about the show that makes me happy, it's moments like that. My next one is anytime that Rue says, bring back my girls in like a weird, different way, I lose it every single time. Yeah. If he just goes, bring back my girls?
Yeah.
Like,
Garden Master's talent show from All Stars 4.
what did she have to say?
That people's breasts was like assholes, and I don't, that was one of my favorite moments. I guess it is, but like when the queens are like actually crazy people, and I think that like when they get like
And then it makes it onto like national television.
when they're prompted to like do a talent show, and their response is to go, "You smell like assholes."
I have something to say, and then walk off stage. Other moment that I chose is just Gagatron
I love
because like that also spoke to me, and that like when Gottmik said Gagatron, I felt it, I understood it.
I can't say it.
It doesn't mean anything.
Gagatron.
And yet Gagatron.
In like her red like butt plug outfit.
Yeah, and it's just like, to me, like it means nothing, but I got it immediately. It means everything. And there's certain people where it's like you show that clip to with no context and they're like, well, yeah, Gagatron.
Last week, Monica went home.
True.
How do you feel about it?
Oh, we're fully, we're doing, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually really glad that we just got to see her.
I thought you were gonna say, I'm really glad that you're gonna home.
No, I'm glad that we got to see her, and I feel like this was honestly the perfect amount of time for her to be on. We're like reminded of her from season 5, and she proved that she is doing her thing, and now she's in the fame game.
Now she's in the fame game.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the fame game. We didn't speak about it last week, but I feel
We
like
didn't even brief.
I feel like RuPaul in the middle of explaining the rules was like, and next week on social media, you can win too by participating as much as you'd like.
They're
It's
feeding
up to
him
you.
lines.
Yeah.
They're fully feeding him lines. He doesn't know what's going on. But I actually really like it because it addresses that thing of like, these queens spend so much money to be on All Stars and then to only be on 1 or 2 episodes after dropping like thousands of dollars on their packages.
Yeah.
Like, this gives them a chance to showcase the stuff that they would have had on the show that they spent all this money on.
Yeah.
And they can win $50,000, which is a lot of money.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I feel like RuPaul isn't even really into this twist.
Definitely not.
Because like with the chocolate, she was like, "Ooh, and I'll give you the chocolate, and you can stay, maybe."
I feel
But
it's
with this
really
one,
funny
she
how
was just like,
they have not addressed the chocolate since it happened.
I loved the chocolate.
We love it's chocolate.
We find out that when the queens enter, that Darian got 4 votes to be eliminated, and Monica had 7. I would have sent Darian home. I would have voted for Darian.
Me too.
I would vote
Me
for
too. I
Darian.
think we were both on the same page.
Darian took it like super like diplomatically and like wasn't really angry, and I
Yeah.
found that boring. I wanted her. I like when they
Like, be mad.
be mad.
I feel you.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we find out that they have to do for the main challenge an SNL like reenactment skit parody, I guess.
You mean RDR live?
RDR live.
Okay, my first thought when they announced this challenge was, I can't believe that this was greenlit by Paramount Plus, because so like SNL is on NBC, like NBC Universal, Peacock, which is like fully a competitor of Paramount Plus. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but I just thought it was interesting from like a business standpoint of like them being like, we're gonna do an SNL episode. That's wild.
And that's it.
That's wild. That is wild. That's wild.
it. So everyone pretty smoothly finds their role besides like Naisha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just Naisha. And Lala Ree in the background, like after the turmoil of the fight with Naisha, goes, "Well, that was easy." She got the role that she wants. And I really appreciate it like
Thank
that.
God that they did, because Naisha, as one of the news anchors for the Weekend Update like spinoff, that would have been really bad. And Heidi and Lala were so good.
Like after she didn't get the role she wanted, Naisha said, "It's okay. Anyone with talent can make any role work." And I was like, "You're gonna live to regret that, because you're not gonna make the role work."
But I did want to point out that Heidi is now in 2 alliances. I think she's in one with Jimbo and Candy from their tour, and now she's also in one with Lala. So I'm like, this is the social game queen so far.
I like that Heidi, because we don't need her to be nice. Like, we love Heidi because she's Heidi, not because she's nice. I like how she's like kind of ditching the like
Fully.
straying from the classic Miss Congeniality, and she's like, I want to win.
I feel like
wanna
this
win."
is her best way to the crown is through these alliances, because at the end of the day, like, who is going to get rid of her is one of her fellow queens. So for her to now have 3 people like watching out for her, I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
She is the social game queen right now.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And I wrote down a quote from Lala on this, because it was a very like direct alliance. Lala said, "We are doing great together. How do you feel about an alliance?" And Heidi said, "I would be open to an alliance." And then they shook hands, and I was like,
So for this cold open, I thought James did really well as, I think it was Dr. Ouchie. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about like the COVID CDC jokes of it all. I feel like they're kind of like played out, but this actually did really make me laugh because of Lala and Heidi. Like, I think they
did great.
They were so good.
They did great.
They were so good. Like, they were cracking me up.
I think that James gave a safe performance, but something about like I didn't get it all the way. I did not get it. I didn't like it that much. Like, I didn't like.
This was not for you.
Like, this little sketch was not for like character development, and I think that Naisha and James like kind of gave it that. And I was fine just watching Heidi and Naisha make funny faces with this poopy pee-pee
Exactly.
level comedy. I love Naisha's face. No, not Naisha's face. I like Lala's face, yeah.
Yeah, and again, like, I think Naisha, like, she's really going for it here, and she's trying, like, she has an intention, and, like, we support that, but it was really annoying.
It just didn't pay off. It didn't pay off.
And that's okay.
Candy and Kasha were on the stage. Is this part of this is the people who host SNL?
Yes, okay. So, have you seen an episode of SNL before?
I get the general gist of it. So, like, this would be, like, the celebrity who is, like,
right.
reading their jokey jokes.
So, there's the cold open, which is usually, like, a very topical sketch about, like, whatever happened in the news, like, that week. And then they do the live from SNL. So, they did live from Tuckahoe. It's RDR live, which is so funny because it's RDR is okay. It's RuPaul's Drag Race Live. That makes sense. I think Candy was the perfect person for this. Like, it was very in the style of SNL. Like, she clearly, like, is a fan of SNL and got what her role was here.
It was like one of the smallest roles, I think. If anyone's gonna come out and read to a teleprompter while standing directly in front of the camera,
it's gonna be Kasha.
I think watching Candy read, like, just
Yeah. I loved it. I was here for it.
But the most entertaining, I think. Jessica Wilde and Jimbo are in a group together, and they're doing some, like, straight.
Like, when I tell you, it's like, I'm gonna show you the original. It's a carbon copy.
Got it.
And they, like, drag raced it up.
When Drag Race does something and they just are copying something, but they are like, but gay and drag and
That's
dicks
exactly
and
what
sex
this
joke
was.
after sex joke after sex joke.
Like, that's literally what this was.
And gay.
Yeah. That being
I like
said-
it less, so I'm happy that I was able to go into it.
That's kind of where I came from this entire episode. I was just comparing it to its, like, source material, and I was like, well, this is not good.
This is a weird, like,
worse
iMovie version of...
Exactly, yeah. However,
That being said, I think they were so funny.
It was so funny. It was like genuinely funny. I think this was perfect for him and Jessica. They have really good chemistry, and, like, they were, like, over the top in, like, the best way.
Yeah, I loved it.
I really liked it.
When Jimbo threw the what do they call them?
Shears? Wait, do it again.
I was like, regular scissors are called
pliers.
shears. I think that they did so well. Jessica and Jimbo working together. I think that Jimbo has, like, a really like, aware humor about her,
100%.
and, like, Jessica does not. Jessica's just funny. So I feel like Jessica being unbridled funny and just enough.
Right.
And Jimbo
Being, like,
having her
very
humor.
calculated and very smart.
I think it worked really well.
Perfect. And then I will say Kasha, like, did her role perfectly.
I was also, again, uncomfortable by Kasha.
I think you just don't like her.
Maybe I just...
Which is fair.
Just felt off. I was like, why is she here? Why is it like?
I know,
It instantly got worse.
I have to show you guys, like, at least just kind of, like, the model that they went off of.
Yeah.
But I agree. It was, like, cringe is just gonna be the word for this episode. It was just like, I was like, I don't.
You know what? This skit needs to be less funny.
Let's bring her in. Heidi and Lala, like, again, like,
We're so funny.
they're so funny. They're so funny. Just, like, as themselves and working off of each other, they're so funny. And they made some, like, really unfunny punchlines and unfunny material actually really, really funny.
They made it so funny. Like, Lala would, like, say this, like, line that was just garbage, but, like, she would look at the camera and, like, go,
And
and
it's
then
like,
she'd go.
it's like, and it makes you wonder, like, is she in on it where she knows that, like, this is very poorly written and she just has to kind of give, or is she just doing? Is that just who she is? Either way, it's funny.
I think she's just having a good
She's
time.
just having fun. She's just having fun.
a good time. I really love Lala Marie.
Heidi, when she did the jiggly caliente joke,
She just went, oh.
and she was just gagging into the microphone. I had to pause it and rewatch it multiple times. It like that. That's just one of those things where if anyone else did it, I don't know if just gagging into the camera would be funny, but because it's Heidi, I was just like, this is comedy. This is peak comedy. Kahana as Pussy Jones. Okay.
Tell me you like this.
Don't try to
Tell me
say
you
I'm
like
not
this.
saying no, I'm not gonna say I liked it or that it was good, but I just feel like so much of this episode, my take is like they're working with what they have. Like, this is not one of those episodes where they got to like write a comedy scene or were writing lyrics, or like I'm pretty sure like they were just given a script and they had to just run with it, which is how like a lot of the acting challenges are.
Right.
I think like she did what she could with this
I don't know.
god awful unfunny material.
I don't think so because like.
Okay, tell me about it.
If I was to go up to a fourth grader and was like, well, how would a cat lady act? They'd be like, oh, she would purr sometimes. She would do meows sometimes, like a cat. And I think she might have just been nervous and like too scared to do anything like that.
Exactly. And she was also like, on record multiple times said, I feel cursed by acting challenges. Like, that's when I was sent home. So yeah, you're probably right. She just froze. Okay, so the House of Love Michelle Visage sketch with Darian Lake and Alexis Michelle. This is another one that is fully a ripoff of an SNL sketch called Bronx Beat with Amy Poehler and Maya Rudolph. And Bronx Beat is like famously very, very funny. And they play like two women from the Bronx just like sitting and like they're two moms and they're chitty chatting and they say like unbelievable, outrageous things. So this is just like such a horrible rip. Like you just know like some PA or some like writer at Wow Presents was like, okay, we're gonna do Bronx Beat. It's tough.
The boobs were off.
The boobs were off. There was this moment where Lala Ree was on the corner of the stage with a saxophone. They just have Lala Ree in the corner of the stage playing the saxophone and they pan to her for like 3 seconds. And when I tell you, I watched that back maybe 5 times. I really, really love her. And that moment, like that made the episode for me. The theme of this runway is Net Gala, not Met Gala, it's Net Gala. So Naisha, she looks so good, but this is so boring. And she's like, well, I'm beautiful. And that's true. No one's arguing with that.
Because even the beauty girls, like, right, like Naomi on her All-Star season, like she wasn't just being beautiful. Like there were like costumes and like things and like, you know, Violet, like there are things happening.
Exactly.
we be hating on this girl.
Really like this a lot just because like, I've been saying the word brand a lot and I don't mean to be doing it, but I like knowing who you are and sticking to it but still elevating and keeping it interesting without
I'd be burping.
You know, showcasing looks that exhibit that without being so over the top brown cow stunning moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because James like picks like I feel like an era, not like I'm the blue dot girl, blue dot when you see me.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, that's like the perfect way of describing it.
And that's
yeah.
I agree with you on that. I think that she does a good job at that.
Yeah.
And I think she really shines on the runway. I think that she's like doing really well. Jimbo, I really like when a girl comes out on the runway and the judges just gasp. It's like they're not even trying to hide it. They don't edit it out. They just leave it in because it's like, no, this is good and we're telling you it's good, but also you know it's good. Yeah.
Like
when I watched this with Jake for the first time, I said, this is what Willow Pill thinks she is. Because it's so much and it's so weird and
I
it's
think
so
this
beautiful.
is Willow Pill in 10 years.
I think so
maybe.
too. I think in like 10 years this is go.
We'll see.
Stop that.
Jessica Wilde looks
Compared to Kasha's butterfly
far better.
thing, this is so much better that I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's perfect.
And I do like when I can like look at a queen and see the theme, not like, you know, with Naisha's I'd be like goth, and with Jimbo's I'd be like goth. How do you call it?
The net of it all with this look.
I think it's covered in like a fine net. Like,
Okay.
I think it's made of net.
So I am obsessed with this. I love the hair. I like the anime influence. This is starting to lean into the territory of it's too much Gap, it's too much logo, it's too much branding.
We've never seen like a neck like this on Drag Race. Like not a neck, a collar.
I was like, does she have a famous neck?
Like her neck is fully covered.
We've never seen a neck like this on Drag Race.
Her neck is fully
that neck
covered.
is different.
And like, I feel like this would have been like one of those looks where they're like really appreciated with the silhouette and everything.
Right.
But she had the logo all over.
See, that's for me. That's where it gets kind of tacky, and just like you actually don't need to once again remind us that you have a gap in your teeth. Like we know you've like made that abundantly clear, but we love you anyway. I think Lala Ree looks really sexy, looks really, really good. I'm just really impressed with her looks so far this season. That being said,
The shoulders of her dress look like assholes.
Oh my god.
Hana in this like queen garb.
I'm obsessed with this.
I liked it a
I
lot.
really, 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 really like this. And like, I don't even know why I like it so much. Maybe it's because she's really just leaning into her whole like, I am the Vegas one.
Darian looks unhoused.
Okay, I think that I hate this. She is wearing a hula hoop.
Oh, she's like shaking it too.
She's wearing a hula hoop. I think Alexis looks so good. I know she's been kind of like the meme of the season so far, and it's truly 2 episodes because of her untucked behavior. But I mean, this is so good and so clean, and like, this is so elegant. I think she looks incredible. Like, okay, do we think Jimbo was actually the correct winner of this episode, just based on the RDR live challenge? Because I feel like Jimbo really did.
I think she did well.
Do well. I just think it's interesting that like Jimbo wins the challenge. And then Pangina is the lip sync assassin, because it's fully a rematch of that UK versus the world huge moment.
I think that like they're making a TV show, so like I feel like as long as they go like 95% like what happened, then I think Jimbo is in the top, definitely.
Exactly.
And then they need to make that 5% TV show adjustment, because I can't even like, to the top of my mind, like no one like killed it more than Jimbo. You know?
No, you're right. It made sense. But yeah, so this was very cool to see, because Pangina is an unbelievable lip syncer. So this was fun. I don't know if Jimbo crushed it, but I love him. He's my winner, and I think he's fun to watch.
Walking
So
around, just walking around.
Like this is the
very walking around.
This time with Jimbo for the first time, I was like, she doesn't really have a plan here.
No.
But yeah, she did not kill this, and
No. And so now the prize for whoever wins the lip sync in the next episode, if it's one of the queens, they will win $30,000, which I know because Candy every single time just leans over to someone and just goes, $20,000. So the group chooses to send home Naisha, which I think was the move. I am really, really excited for Kahana on this season, and I feel like she has a lot more to show. And
like usually I would like keep like Kahana, but like Naisha like was like crying like no other girl I've seen on Untucked.
yeah,
And I feel like in that moment I would have been like, Naisha.
maybe just like the on a human level.
Yeah. I just feel bad. Like Naisha, like Kahana had like last week to shine and like serve these bitches up.
Totally.
But Naisha has not once ever had a moment like that on Drag Race, and she's
No.
like begging
That's
for it.
so true. I think that must have been really hard for her to be like, I haven't had like a big win, or I
Yeah.
haven't had this like, triumphant moment. But
And I
we
feel
can
like
all like agree that she's gorgeous and talented,
Life's not fair.
Jordan was like, I want to black out tonight.
Yeah, that sounds fun and good.
I'm proud of it.